Going to do a bit of work today on one of the items from the radio rally that I went to. Firstly, going to look at the Midland 77095. It's a volume squelch radio, PACB, up-down channel change, RX, TX, lights. Microphone has definitely seen better days. Oh, that's good. 4-pin plug. And on the back we've got antenna socket, extension speaker socket, PA socket, probably about 20 miles worth of power lead, so it looks like I could put the power pack in the next county and still have enough to connect on it. The Krakow or Krakow microphone, I don't know how you pronounce that, but it feels like good P2T, good PTT action on it. A stripped down microphone plug with some of the connections on it. Looks like that one's come off, but the others are still connected, but we'll probably treat ourselves to a new plug. So let's have a look inside this beast. Oh. There's something going on there. I don't know whether that's track or whatever. Oh, it is track. Yeah, we'll have to go under the eye loop, and that runs along to here, so it looks like an earth track, but I don't know. Apart from that, can't see any other signs of dodgy soldering. All looks factory. Yep. Speaker was still connected. Oh, one's not. Right, there's something we spotted straight away. That capacitor there has got a pointy top on it, so if you look on the screen now you can see what I mean by a pointy top. So that's bulged, so that's either gone or on the way out. That's probably part of the audio circuit, so this radio may have had no audio. VCO coil, I'm assuming is that one. That still looks okay, all the other caps look good. So I think what we'll do, based on the fact that I can only see that one dodgy cap, I'll have a quick look at that track and then I'll connect up the power cables, come back and we'll fire this beauty up, see what we can see. Right, let's get this connected. Okay. Right. Moment of truth. Power pack on. Oh, it's lit up. Oh. Well, as you can see that there, we've got some digits out. So that's channel 20. So that's the first thing we've got to do, is either replace the display or check for some dodgy joints. Right, let's see if this thing keys up. I normally go for bottom. Oh my god, it's just keyed up. Hang on a minute. I don't know if you saw that or not, but let me just get that on there. Now if I touch onto normally top right, then we key. There's the watt meter. We are doing 3 watts, and you can see it changing from receive to TX there. Brilliant. Yep, it's exactly 3 watts. So far to our list, I've got that capacitor to replace. We don't know if we've got any sound coming out of this yet. Let me go and find an extension speaker. I'll plug that in the back and then we'll see if we can get any sound. It may well be that cap's still working, it's just bulged. But that's not bad considering this was in my bundle, my £5 bundle, that it actually transmits. Right, plug the extension speaker in. Just connects on, find out which one's which. Be easier if I had a microphone. Ah. So they've already got some sound. But not a that's full volume, not a massive hiss. So I wonder if that capacitor that's gone is making the volume less. Does the squelch work? Let's have a look. Yeah, squelch works. So we also need to find out why the volume's not right. So let me just get a bit of paper and I'll make some notes of what we need to fix. Right, well this is going to be interesting. I've just looked down here at these pins running along the bottom here under my eye loop. I can't really get you in there to show you, unfortunately. What we've got is the pins here are actually pushed off the board, and then we've got one here where they've actually broken the track. I can see a clear broken track. I'll try and get a close-up picture and put that on the screen for you to show you. So it looks like the top row of pins here have probably all got broken tracks on them. Now how you get at that, I don't know. That's something I've got to try and figure out, but that's why I suspect we've got the dodgy channel display. Yeah, I really don't know. The only thing I could try and do would be to probably tack a wire onto each one of those and then run it to the other side of the board to where it should go. That's probably going to be my only option. But it's hard to get the soldering iron down in there. What it probably means is I'll probably have to take all of these resistors out just to be able to blip a bit of wire on, but it doesn't leave you a lot of room. So anyway, let's have a look on the other side of the board. Yeah, on the other side of the board, this is soldered to that front board all the way along here. So you've got a fillet that comes along here on this track and then does a right angle upwards on each one of these joints. I'm certainly not desoldering that. I'll probably never get it back together. So I think I'm going to have to take the front fascia off to investigate that better. So I think the easiest thing to do first of all is probably go after the volume, try and find out what this capacitor is. Also check out this track. We'll save the best there till last. But hopefully that's all it is, and that should restore the digits, because if you've broken the track you ain't going to be getting any power to them. So here on the edge is the audio IC bolted to the side of the frame, and the legs are particularly shiny on this device. That device is brand new, that's been fitted in. What I've just done is get the light going in here again. What I've just done is removed the big capacitor from here. I can't see the designation for it. Let me have a closer look. And we've got it sitting here. What I'll do, I'll get a better photo to show you the bulging top. Put that up on the screen now. So let me just look what designation that is, and we'll have a look on the circuit diagram. I'll have to download one of those, find out where exactly this capacitor is and potentially what it does. But it looks like this low audio fault. They've obviously changed the audio IC. Now whether that audio IC is any good or not, I don't know. Hopefully it'll just be this capacitor. This capacitor looks to be a 470 microfarad 16 volt. So we'll quickly whack that in the component tester and we'll see what that reads. Right, I've got the capacitor in the tester. Let's test it, see what we get. Great, so it's coming up as a resistor. So that capacitor, to coin a phrase, is toast. No, that is shot. Right, so that could be what's causing the problem. So let's go and see if I can find one. We'll put another one in and we'll see what it does. But I still want to check that circuit diagram. I've just fitted the new capacitor in across here. Just here on the end, I don't know what that is, but I've noticed there's a dry joint. I'll put a picture up on the screen now, and you can see that wasn't me where I've been working. That was actually there. So I need to give this board a quick check over for dry joints, but at least we found it. Right, I've replaced the capacitor. That's half volume. So we now got audio for receive back again. So that's one job off the list. Actually, that's that two. Let's have a look. I've got my list here. So I had a dodgy capacitor, low volume. So that's been done. Always good to cross something onto the list. We've got the channel display, which we know about. And then we've got track top right of board. Let's have a quick look at that. And we'll see what we can get. These bulge when they're knackered, so that's definitely was not right and potentially the fault. There's the new one that I've put in. Looks nice and new, because it is, to coin a phrase. So let's go after that track and we'll see what we can find. So on the screen now is the area of concern, that track that runs down the far side of the board there and then right angles to the left. It could be dirty actually, looking at it more closely. I'm going to IPA it first and have a look, and then we'll be able to see a little better what's going on. It looks like it may have been dirty, but it runs from here to this point here. As you can hear, we've got continuity, so that's another job off the list. So now it's the channel display, which is going to be a bit more involved. And then, oh, another one for the list is we've got to sort out the microphone. So on the screen now, looking down, you can see the 4 resistors just immediately below the red trimming pot that I need to remove to give me access with the soldering iron to attempt to solder these wires on. And also at the bottom there, you can see the 5 pins poking through the board, which have actually been ripped off the board. How that has happened, I do not know. But I just need enough room to allow me to get in and blip that soldering iron with some wire on. Then we can run the traces round to the other side and hopefully I should be able to solve the issue. But yeah, it's not looking good. So okay, let's drop these resistors out and see how much more room that gives us. So on the screen now you can see the results of my fix. I've just wired a piece of wire to each of the pins, which I've now got to route to the other side of the board. And then we've got to work out which pin goes where and then solder onto that side. Then hopefully that should sort it out. Pic on the screen now shows 2 of the pads that came off, so they weren't actually connected to anything. As soon as I touched them with the iron, they were sticking on the iron. So we definitely had some breaks there, so I'm really hoping that if we just wire this up, it will cure the fault. So right, let's crack on, get the wires around the other side of the board, and fingers crossed we're there. So I've got the wires coming through here. We'll cable tie and tidy this all up afterwards. Maybe even tuck it under the front fascia, but I'm just in the process of soldering them on, and I've got all the resistors here to go back as well. So I'm going to put the resistors in first. So I've got all the solder and I've got a couple of posts, and then I'm going to attach onto the front resistor part, and hopefully that should give me a good mount for the wire. Right, so after a bit of jiggery pokery, comes on channel 9. We're back to the beginning, so that's all sorted. What I did I had to keep tracing the wires around and I couldn't get it right. So the ones that had the broken tracks are obviously the brown wire and the black wire. These other ones I haven't had to connect and it's restored it. What I'm going to do is cable tie all this together, leave them wires in there, and then if anyone in the future ever has broken tracks, or I have broken tracks again, then I've got some wire already soldered on and I can just connect it on to make up the tracks. So brilliant. That's another thing off the list. So I think the next thing now is the microphone. But this is going a lot easier than I thought it would. And we've corrected some difficult faults. Right, continue on our way. We'll get the solder. We'll solder a new plug on the end. I'm going to trim it back and redo the connections. We've got a long bit of wire here, and then hopefully we've got a good, decent working microphone. Just cut the wire here, so we've got a nice lot of wire to make a new connection. It can go straight into there. We've still got a lovely bit of straight. This is the thing that we cut off, looking really sorry for itself. Up on the screen now there's a close-up, so you can see the mess that was there, so that's why I want to start again. So yeah, I've got a brand new mic socket here. I recently brought 10 of these, so I'm going to be chomping through these fairly quick at this rate. But the pins on the end, that sort of looks a bit weird compared to my one. So anyway, let's try that. So I'm going to bare these back, get the wires, and then we'll work out which one does what, and I'll be back and show you how to do that. The first thing you want to do is get yourself some of these crocodile clips. You clip it onto your braid like so, and connect the other end of the crocodile clip. Jesus, I can't speak. Connect the other end of the crocodile clip to your negative test lead on your multimeter, and then this is what we're going to do. So we've got red, black, we're going to note them down on a bit of paper, braid or common, and what's the other colour on here? Blue. Right, and then what you're going to do, because the braid is connected to the multimeter, we're going to switch that on. If we touch this on one of them when we get it beeping, so we get continuity, that's receive. So nothing with the blue. We've got beeping with the black,